All right, let's dive straight into this explainer. What initially looked like it was going to be a super frustrating scoreless draw in Group A turned into literally one of the most dramatic, against all odds comebacks of the entire World Cup. We're looking at Match 2, the Estadio Akron down in Guadalajara, South Korea versus Czechia. It's this wild story of tactical stubbornness, shocking moments, and an absolutely brilliant midfield adjustment that ended up securing a thrilling 2-1 victory for the South Korean squad.
And I want to hook you right out of the gate with this crazy paradox. South Korea missed 6 clear shots in the first half. I mean, they were incredibly wasteful, but they still won the game. So how on earth does a team survive that level of offensive inefficiency on the world's biggest stage? Well, that's exactly the problem agitation solution narrative we're going to unpack today, showing you exactly how tactical shifts totally flip the script of this match.
Here is our agenda for this explainer. 1. The first half nightmare. 2. The Czech surprise. 3. Hwang's midfield masterclass. 4. Second half efficiency. And 5. Bizarre and historic moments.
Section 1, the first half nightmare, dominance without output.
Okay, so to really grasp this comeback, we kind of have to understand the sheer agonizing frustration of those opening 45 minutes. South Korea had all the ball, but zero end product. And that incredible inefficiency, it basically all comes down to the number 6. South Korea's all-time legend, Heung-min, fresh from LAFC, forced 6 individual shots in just the first half alone. I mean, he went wide left, he had shots saved, he blazed the ball over the crossbar, had attempts blocked. Out of all that effort, literally only 1 shot was actually on target. It was a complete nightmare. The commentators were just speechless, and at one point you could even see a Korean fan on camera hiding their face in their hands. The tactical approach early on was obvious, right? Force everything to the superstar. But man, it just wasn't working.
And when you look at the stats, you see just how completely unbalanced this game was. South Korea totally dictated the tempo. They held 62% possession compared to Czechia's 38%. The passing numbers are even wilder. South Korea almost doubled Czechia's passing output, completing 464 passes to Czechia's 242. They entirely controlled the rhythm of the game, but they completely failed to capitalize on any of it.
Which led to this truly rare and honestly kind of hilarious moment when the halftime whistle blew. Both sets of fans actually booed their own teams off the pitch. The pro-Korean crowd was furious about the mountain of wasted chances, and the loud pocket of Czech fans, they were booing their team for barely even registering a shot. It was this tense 0-0 stalemate born entirely out of pure frustration.
Section 2, the Czech surprise, a cruel twist.
So this is where the tension really ratchets up, because South Korea's wasted dominance in that first half was about to come back to haunt them in the most painful way possible. It forces us to ask, how do you dominate 62% of the game and still find yourself losing? How do you dictate literally every facet of play, yet end up staring at a deficit on the scoreboard? Let's walk through the timeline to see exactly how it went down. After those halftime boos, South Korea came out, still trying to push forward. But in the 59th minute, disaster strikes. Vladimir Kufal launches this massive, deep, long throw right into the South Korean penalty area. The Czech captain, Ladislav Krejčí, times his run to absolute perfection, rises above everybody else, and just powers a header past the goalkeeper. Boom. Just like that, 1-0 Czechia.
You know the old saying, right? Football is cruel. And it really is. South Korea had been absolutely bossing this game for an hour. They did all the hard tactical work to maintain possession and territory, and it gets entirely undone in seconds by a simple, old-school long throw. The Czech bench absolutely erupted, their fans went wild, and the Korean fans, they just sat there in total, heartbreaking silence.
Section 3, Hwang's midfield masterclass, the tactical shift.
But hey, here is where we find our solution. Facing a 1-0 deficit, South Korea knew they had to change their approach. They stopped trying to force every single attack out wide through Son, and instead, Feyenoord midfielder Hwang In-Beom just completely took over the game. He became the tactical fulcrum. And Hwang unlocked the Czech defense using this devastatingly simple move, the fake shot. In the 67th minute, Kang In-lee played a super sharp pass into Hwang's feet right on the edge of the box. Instead of forcing some rushed, panicked strike, Hwang uses this deceptive play absolutely perfectly.
The execution was so flawless that it literally created an instant laugh-out-loud meme online.
That fake shot completely fooled two Czech defenders at the exact same time. They both committed to the slide tackle and went completely the wrong way. Honestly, like cartoon characters slipping on ice. They ended up sitting on the grass just staring at each other in total disbelief, while Hwang calmly clipped the ball inside the post with his right foot to tie it up.
Section 4. Second half efficiency. Clinical finishing.
That equaliser sparked total chaos, for sure. But more importantly, it showcased a massive tactical flip from the South Korean side. The contrast between the two halves is just incredibly stark. Think about it. First half, they relied way too heavily on Son, resulting in forced, low-percentage shots and 0 goals. But the second half, they shifted completely to midfield orchestration. By letting Hwang actually dictate the play and bringing on some really targeted tactical subs, they stopped forcing the issue. They started playing with real precision, which gave them 2 incredibly clinical goals. Playing through the center completely unlocked that stubborn Czech defense. And the crucial turning point really comes down to the number 11. That's the exact number of minutes substitute Hyeon-Gyu needed on the pitch to make his ultimate impact. He was brought on in the 69th minute, he was fresh, perfectly positioned, and completely ready to capitalize on this new midfield dominance. Fast forward to the 80th minute, and he absolutely hammers home the winner from close range. But listen, we gotta give massive credit back to the orchestrator here. Hwang In-Beom burst down the right flank to deliver this beautifully weighted cross for that 80th minute assist. I mean, this performance cemented his legendary status for sure. Scoring a goal and providing an assist in the exact same World Cup match, that puts him in an elite club of Korean legends from 1986 and 1994. In fact, he matched the exact 1994 achievement of his very own manager standing right there on the touchline, Hwang In-Beom. You literally can't write a better script than that. Section 5, Bizarre and Historic Moments, the denouement. Okay, now that we understand the tactical shifts that won the game, let's look at some of the incredible peripheral moments that made this Group A clash so unforgettable. Because when you look at the player ratings, the whole picture really comes together. Hwang gets a perfect 10 out of 10, undeniably the man of the match. But look right below him. Goalkeeper Seung-Gyu earns a massive 9 out of 10 for his heroics. Meanwhile, the frontline superstar Son sits at a 5 out of 10 because of those missed chances early on. This completely proves that it was South Korea's midfield orchestration and incredible goalkeeping that won this match, not their frontline star. And then, oh man, there's Tomas Soucek with a heartbreaking 3 out of 10. And let me tell you exactly why Soucek's rating is so brutally low. In a moment of pure, devastating emotional whiplash, the Czech midfielder leaps up, heads the ball into the net, and just sprints away, celebrating wildly. He's fist-pumping, he's screaming, pointing to the sky, but the offside flag immediately goes up. So he has to turn around and do this completely silent, agonizing walk of shame all the way back to the center circle, while the Korean players are just cheering right behind him. Just total devastation for the guy. Finally, we absolutely cannot finish this explainer without highlighting the man at the very back. South Korean goalkeeper Seung-Gyu, who plays his club football over in Japan's J-League, produced a jaw-dropping miracle late in the game. Czechia worked the ball so perfectly for this point-blank shot at goal, but Kim somehow, someway, scrambled across his line and pushed it away, leaving this unmarked Czech attacker literally staring at the sky in total disbelief. That unbelievable save is what preserved the historic 2-1 victory. Which leaves us with this final burning thought. South Korea brilliantly adjusted their tactics, surviving a crazy 6-shot miss nightmare to secure a vital win. Their midfield looks absolutely lethal right now. But looking ahead to their massive next match against group leaders Mexico, is Heung-min going to wake up and find his form? Because honestly, if their superstar can match the efficiency of their midfield, South Korea might just be unstoppable. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and definitely keep your eyes glued to Group A.